Hi, Matthew. Thanks so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, excited for spring sports to finally start up soon.
Nice. So, where are you calling from?
I'm from Connecticut. I live in Rocky Hill now. I grew up in Tolland, Connecticut. Played baseball there my entire life, and now my life is living through the Gold Athletics company and working to fundraise for some teams throughout the state of Connecticut.
Nice. So, you're a fundraising coach here at Gold Athletics. Could you tell me a little bit about your role and what you do?
My favorite part of the role actually is being able to communicate with coaches. So, what I specifically do is reach out to coaches day to day, any sport I can reach out to, and we help them raise money. So, the biggest part is being in touch with the coaches and helping out the kids, and that's another great thing is being able to be back in schools after COVID is now done, so we can finally meet the kids in person, see the coaches in person, and help them out as much as possible.
What would you say the best part about being a Gold Athletics fundraising coach is?
The best part would be the company culture that we do have. When I first got hired, it was very, very welcoming. My manager, who is Eric, the first week I started the job, he invited me over his house. We did some training over there, so it was nice to have some actual one-on-one training in person instead of just doing it straight online. It's a very welcoming introduction to the business, and everybody that works in the company is very, very nice. And the best thing that I love is everybody gets back to you very easily and very quickly, which is nice as a newer rep as well.
So, you definitely felt supported right off the bat, sounds like.
Yeah, 100%.
How would you describe the company culture in just a few words?
First off, I would say it's very it's like a family almost. Getting on weekly or bi-weekly meetings with everybody, you really get to know everybody personally. The best part, like last week we went on our Florida trip. It's great being able to see everybody in person. You kind of get to talk to each different rep in person. You get to talk to like our merchant team, things like that. You really get to know everybody on a personal level. So that is one thing that I really do love about being part of this company.
How did you get into sports fundraising?
It was somewhat random. So I was playing baseball in college, and once I graduated, I was kind of seeking out some opportunities. I was working at a gym, and I ended up finding the job actually on, I think it was Indeed. And then I met Matt Ross, Eric, and Brian on a meeting. We had a quick interview, and we just thought it would be a great fit for me.
When you were getting started, was there anything you wish you knew or wish somebody had told you before you hit the ground running?
One thing I wish I knew was how flexible the job actually is. Being able to work at home now and do most of what we do online and using my own cell phone and working from home is so nice. Some days the day will end earlier and it's very, very flexible. Other days might be more of a grind. You kind of get to make your own schedule, which I love. You can get some stuff done around the house when you need to, but you can always get the work done when it really comes down to it.
What would you tell someone that's hoping to enter the field?
Say the very first year, it is a grind starting to build up the business, but once you connect with coaches, it's only going to grow. So like talking to different coaches around the area, the word's going to spread about our company and about you as a rep. So that is one thing in order to grow the business. And once you get it down, it only gets easier and easier day by day.
What's one thing that makes you really good at your job?
One thing that makes me good at the job is having the relationship I do with the coaches that I work with. Growing up as a past athlete, I've always given respect to coaches. They're easy to talk to. And at the end of the day, this is something that they do really need in their lives and in the sports programs, which I never knew as a past athlete. I always thought we just did it as something on the side just to do. But now actually seeing how much importance is there for coaches to raise money for the programs, being able to communicate with them and just the respect you have for them goes a long way, and creating relationships is awesome.
Is there anything you're striving towards this year in your position?
kind of working with some other different types of programs. When I was first hired, I started calling on some bigger programs with different coaches, so like baseball, football, lacrosse, some bigger programs, where this year, now that I work with a lot of those programs, I might reach out to more like track teams, tennis teams. I want to help out as many teams as possible because I do know it is something that all programs will need.
Is there anything that is changing really quickly or changing a lot in the world of fundraising today?
The technology of the fundraising. So when I used to fundraise when I was an athlete, I used to have to go door to door all the time. I used to have to deliver everything, which was kind of a pain. Where now everything is done straight through the Gold Athletics app, which has been awesome. I mean, kids get to choose their own prizes, which they love, getting their own like Nike or Under Armour gear. And just being able to send out texts and emails now is just the beauty of it. It makes it so much easier for coaches. They don't have to handle any actual cash or checks. It's all done straight through the digital app, which has been super helpful.
In 5 or 10 years, how do you see your job changing or evolving?
Within the next 5 to 10 years, I'd say I would love to help out the company as much as possible. I could see myself possibly maybe getting into a management role. I do like a lot being able to be kind of self-managed on my own. I'm a golf guy. I like going golfing, and it's a one-man type sport, so being able to kind of self-manage is nice. But in the future, once I kind of get the role down and have a lot more answers myself, I would love to be able to help out as much as possible and possibly supervise someone in the near future.
What type of person would do really well in your role?
I would say someone that is definitely coachable. One thing I did when I started my role was meeting with Eric and following the steps he gave me really led to my success. I had some other ways in previous jobs that were different than this job, which learning from Eric as I grew was very, very helpful in listening to him. If you kind of veer off and go on your own path, it might not work as well for you. So listening to the veterans throughout the company who have been doing this for 10 plus years is definitely the route to go. And again, someone who is definitely self-motivated. This job, working at home, you can definitely get to times where it might feel a little relaxing, but you want to make sure you get all your stuff done, get your tasks done, make sure you're on top of everything.
Well, thanks so much for sharing all the details with me and connecting today. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.